Hi, this is Sean here. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. This is a quick tutorial of the Excel spreadsheet I've created, which consists of a database of shortcuts and functions in Excel, which I have put together for anyone looking to refer to when they're creating spreadsheets or using financial models or just looking for a formula and not having to go and search it online. I found this to be quite useful when I started doing a lot of financial models. I would use it to basically just have a short list of all the favorite formulas that I would normally use. And I'll just refer to this template or spreadsheet every time that I needed to get any information instead of having to go and figure it out myself online. So I'm going to do a quick share just to show you what this the spreadsheet is all about. It's a very straightforward spreadsheet to use. But essentially, it's a spreadsheet where I've put two different tabs, one for all the functions and one for all the shortcuts that one would need. Basically, since there's 403 functions that I've managed to put in here. And for the shortcuts, there's a total of 126. As you can see, there's quite a lot that one can refer to. Over here, what you can do is you can categorize it, what has been categorized, I should say, into the different categories of functions. So one can look at databasing, engineering, or if they're looking for statistics, actuarial, all that is over here. You can just untick the ones you don't want and just apply onto those ones. And furthermore, you can even sub-segment it into the different levels of difficulty. So from level 1 to level 5, you can maybe only focus on all the easy ones to start off with if you're learning Excel, and then eventually gradually build your way up to do more advanced ones. And then there's also a description with the function, the actual function when you're looking for it. And this is the syntax when you put the equal sign to activate the function. But this is what the label would be when you're looking for it in the different lists of functions. And then lastly, over here, there's a column where you can put in a favored, yes, or basically it's a drop down, kept it very simple. So what you can then do is you can then filter all the favored ones later down the line so that you can just, keep track of all the formulas that you use on a regular basis. And instead of having to go and search for them, you can basically just go over here and activate the favored filter, and that will then work for you. So this is something that I hope will add value to those that are working with Excel on a daily basis, or if they are just looking to learn more about Excel. And let's say, for example, they want to only focus on the basics. These are all the basic ones. And if they want to maybe break it down into another category, let's say it's lookup and logic, then these are all the lookup and logics that one would use. There are many, many, many videos online, especially on YouTube, with all the different functions that one can use. I think all those videos are brilliant, but I just find it's easier to, to have it in one place, have it in one database. And if you want to deactivate it, just go over here and you deactivate, select all. And the same thing can be applied for shortcuts. The shortcuts is broken down into levels as well. It's broken down into different categories, which you can filter. And also with regards to the different shortcut keys. Just note, obviously, if you're working on a Apple or Mac, we're using iOS, there, Excel, the buttons will slightly differ to that on using Windows, but essentially this is what the keys would be on the keyboard regardless. Also, another thing to note is that one could essentially type in a keyword and it'll bring up all the different explanations if they're looking for something that they are not 100% sure what exactly the correct function is. Like, for example, if I go type in converts, it's going to bring up all the different converts. Then you can either break it down into the different levels or the different categories, and then you can favor the ones and come back to it later down the line. And then after that, what you can then do is you can then run the favor filter and only focus on those ones. So I hope the spreadsheet will add value. I certainly have found it useful since I've started using it over a number of years now. And if a person wants to add any, they can either insert a row and put the function and all the rest of the information in, or they can just put it at the bottom. And when you filter it, just note that obviously the filter will be based on 1 to 5. So all the ones will pick up. And then also, lastly, if you want to convert this into a Google Sheet, just go to Google Sheets and import this. You can import this entire document. There's no locked-in formulas here. It's not going to impact over here. In other words, it's not going to start the formula online. If you do that, it's been done so that you can just refer to it. You can actually copy and paste this and put it onto your Excel spreadsheet and see if it should work. Or just put in the equal sign again to activate the formula, and then you can put in the different functions. So obviously, when you go into Excel, for example, and you type in a function here, it's going to give you the different requirements in order for you to activate and actually perform the function itself. So best way I can look at it is if you go, for example, and you type in today and you open it, it's going to essentially show you, okay, now I've done the today, there's the actual syntax. So you actually know what to expect. And the reason why this is quite useful is because sometimes when you're doing formulas, it requires you to use a few criteria for it to be able to perform the function. And you might necessarily know that. And as a result, you keep getting an error and you don't know what the error is. This will be able to tell you, you need to have these logics or functions to be able to perform the calculation. Otherwise, it's going to keep telling you there's an error and you're not going to be able to move on with your calculations. So if you would like to purchase the spreadsheet, just go to the link at the bottom via Etsy. You could purchase it directly through the Etsy website. It'll download into an Excel template for you. You can use that, upload it to Google Sheets, make amendments, make changes, whatever you need to do to make your life easier. But I do hope that this spreadsheet can help a lot of people that work with Excel, because Excel really is a very powerful tool. And the difference between being a very good Excel user versus an exceptional is the ability to use functions and formulas in a very strategic manner to be able to build out your spreadsheets with the correct information and not having to redo formulas when there's actually one that might do it a lot easier for you with a lot less input, and therefore it saves you a lot of time, you're a lot more efficient, and you can obviously create a lot more information in the same amount of time. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. I do hope that this adds a lot of value to those that are Excel enthusiasts. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment in the section below. And I look forward to making another video for you shortly. Thanks very much. Bye.